Hello and welcome to another Tracecloud tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how simple and easy it is to use Tracecloud, and under 10 minutes, I'll be able to show you how to add comments to requirements, invite other people to your project, submit requirements for approval, track approval status, and generally just collaborate within Tracecloud. So let's jump right into it. As usual, I will be using a demo project for these tutorials, and to invite someone, it's as easy as just clicking the Invite Others button, and all you have to do is just enter their email ID. Here, I'll be inviting a second demo account, and if they're already users of the Tracecloud system, then they'll automatically get added to the project. However, if they are a new user, they'll get sent an email and they should be able to create an account with the same email ID. And then they'll automatically be added as an administrator or whatever role you choose to add them as. Now that we have invited a second user to the project, let's say I really want to add a comment. So I'll be opening my functional requirement, and all I need to do is, let's say this needs more clarification. So I'll be doing that and I add the comment. A couple things happen when you add a comment. The stakeholders of this requirement are notified about the comment. And now we don't want to spam people, right? So there's a digest email that goes out. But more importantly, for the life of this comment, the comment will always show up right here, so that when different people view this requirement or add comments to this requirement, you should be able to go and see, oh, show me what happened. What is the history for this requirement? Let's say I went on a 10-day vacation. I could also just see the overall comments that have been made, so I can catch up and see what's happening right now. Back to inviting a user, two things happen when you invite people to your project. And let's go to the configure project from home so you can see in more detail what I'm talking about. Essentially, each project is very configurable. You can create your own requirements, attributes, and more importantly, you can create roles. Roles are nothing but kind of a collection of permissions, and in this case, I can go and create a new role and call it business requirement owner or approver, or I can go into an existing role and change certain things that I want the users to have access to. Essentially, you have a lot of access for different members and different roles and how they can view your specific project. Now let's turn our direction towards object types and business requirements. I think business requirements are important enough that when it gets modified, that people should be made aware of that and that they should approve the modification. So in order to do that, I can go here and say I want to enable my approval workflow for business requirements, and I want people to be nagged every single day of the week and approve them so that there's an approval cycle for these business requirements. So after enabling approval workflow, once I go back to my project, I'll actually see a button called draft submit for approval. So now every requirement will have approval status, and if I even open it up, I'll see that there's going to be a button called draft submit for acceptance, just because it's in a draft state. So now I'm going to go ahead and click the submit for approval, and once I do that, I can click on the accept and reject, and I'll open up to see who needs to still approve this requirement. And since I am also one of the administrators that can approve it, I'll go ahead and accept it, and I can add a comment for clarification or something that went well. So now that I've approved it, the system keeps track of who's approved it and who hasn't, and you can see that it's still pending approval from the other demo account. So I'll go ahead and send reminders to the other demo account, or I can go ahead and send a reminder as well. It's also the same process for rejecting a requirement. In case something needs more clarification or something isn't correct, I can go ahead and add a comment and reject it, and that will also be notified to the users. In order to keep track of everything, every single requirement also has something called a project change log button. And that just keeps track of every single thing and change that has happened to this requirement, so we can ensure that everything is being monitored. The system comes in with a built-in ability to keep track of things, and we're going to spend the next few minutes discussing that. First thing is, every single user gets something I would like to call a metrics dashboard, and that tells you all about your requirements and trouble spots within your project. You can see different dangling and orphan requirements. You can see how many requirements are pending your approval, how many requirements need your approval, other people's approval, and such like that. This is all kind of stemming from the idea that each requirement has its own owner. And since you're an owner, you can see what requirements are attached to you and you have to take care of. At the same time, you could also be looking at a particular folder and say, let me look at the folder metrics for this, irrespective of what's happening within the entire project. If I really want to focus on this particular folder, I can see how many things are in different parts of this approval cycle, the different phases of traceability, and I can see what exists. And essentially, there's a variety of dashboards where you don't have to really build these complex reports, and the system is able to show you in a very simple way where pitfalls are, or how you can better take care of things. Similarly, I can just go back to the project metrics dashboard and say, hey, I want to look at my trouble spots or what's pending my approval, and then it should be able to list out the requirements that are pending my approval or whatever I want to look at. Another example of this is, let's say you're in a business and you have functional requirements, business requirements, and that's all connecting up to a release. So what Tracecloud can do is that it can actually get you the metrics for your release and tell you the logical grouping of the work that's getting performed, what hotspots there are, and then you can focus on narrowing down on a specific issue. So if you're a release manager, you can confidently say that this release is coming along in a healthy way, or you can spot out immediately trouble spots or changes that are not being addressed. That essentially is it for this tutorial. And then again, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to contact support@tracecloud.com.